Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce Lab by Ecomcy, the place of everything related to Amazon FBA private label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring another special guest. His name is Dylan Lam, and he's the founder and CEO of OmniRank, which is an amazing agency when it comes to helping you with marketing solutions externally and internally when it comes to within the Amazon ecosystem. So that's why I wanted to bring Dylan today because we're going to be talking about what is actually out there besides Amazon. We always talk about things within Amazon, but there are things, especially within the commerce space, that go beyond Amazon when it comes to marketing strategies. And that's what Dylan and I are going to go over on today's episode. So, Dylan, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show. Thank you for coming. How you doing?
I'm good, Jensel. Thanks for asking. Staying at home right now is so cold in the UK.
Yeah, so thank you so much for coming. And if you want, just give us a little bit of background yourself and how you jump into the commerce space, and then of course we can jump into the topic. Yeah.
Right, sure. So I started, um, I started selling on Amazon back in like 2014, I think. And then I literally put all my saving there, and then it was like such wild, wild west back in the days. Sorry, I started as an eBay first, as I still to be honest.
Yeah.
And then I move on to Amazon because I don't have to pack things. I was the one who actually put in two big, Texaco kind of bags, and I go to Royal Mails every single day,
Yeah.
for like maybe consecutive like almost half a year. So everyone knows me, in Royal Mail. So
Yeah.
I move on to Amazon, and then once I'm doing so well on Amazon, I was able to get a few thousand in passive income, like just for net profit for myself. And then uh, I realized to scale, I have to really find more income first before I can scale the business. So I went on to started a PPC agency back in the days to help Chinese client to run PPC. And then until today, we turned that PPC agency into a full service agency right now. So we don't just help them to run PPC, we help them to launch a project outside of Amazon to help them build stores and then drive external traffic, notably on Kickstarter as well.
Good. Very nice. So yeah, I love how you basically went from from the grind up, from the very beginning, going to the Royal Mail, and the nice thing of that, and I resemble so much with them is that you go through all the obstacles that actually make you an entrepreneur and also a good seller in the first place because I'm sure you did so many mistakes, you lost money doing stupid things like I did as well, so it's all the learning phase and make you really smart, and at the end of the day that's then make you reliable and also well known when it comes to also your agency because with all the experience you made making the expensive mistakes we do when starting as a seller, now you can offer your experience to sellers so they don't have to go through the same hurdles, right? So
Mhm.
now to basically jump into the topic, which is everything regarding marketing outside of Amazon. Let's
Mhm.
start first of all why we should even be thinking about going outside of Amazon, because a lot of people say Amazon makes everything for me, it's very simple to only stay running my ads within Amazon and stay within the Amazon bubble. Why do I need to stress myself about going outside the Amazon ecosystem? We already had this conversation and I know it's important, so I would like to hear your take on this so our listeners can understand why nowadays it's more important than ever to have a strategy that go beyond Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's getting more important as the day goes. But just let's go back to the original story, like the reason why we go outside of
Yeah.
Amazon, as in, like not putting all the egg in one basket. It was because like one of our client, like they got suspended. They were like doing 8 figures in time, and then they were like, hey, we gotta do something to not just focus on Amazon. And
Yeah.
then I was like, yeah, you're doing quite well. They were doing like I think back in the days it's like only like 30% in tag
Hmm.
cost. It was so profitable for that. And then he was like um, very he was not very optimistic about the way that Amazon keep changing policies back in 2019. So they just like okay, let's go on and start selling outside of Amazon. So that's the story. That's why we help them to build a website, launch a Kickstarter campaign, and then we do different kind of like funnel to help them to drive traffic to the website and Amazon as well in the same time.
Yeah.
So there was a time that like the SFP, the search find buy process, and also like there's a lot of black hat tactic. They know that it's not going to be sustainable. It's only like the white hat traffic and being diversified that is going to be the sustainable solution. Okay, so that's how we get started. The whole external
Hmm.
traffic going to the full service agency. So the major reason that we decided, I mean, the major reason why they have that is more on the unsystematic risk, as in like you get suspension from Amazon, you get computers attack, you will get listing takedowns for no reason, you will get like a brand registry problem, as in like they would just tell you that you can't change your title listing images because of your brand registry problem. So all
Exactly.
those things add up, as it become like an unsystematic risk. And there's also like uh, launching product on Amazon back in 2019 is already getting higher and higher. We
Mm.
could do that like for just like less than 5K back in 2017. But then as the year goes, the way that they were launching product, the CPC is getting higher, and then the cost of getting reviews is just getting higher, and that's why the ROI for the whole just one product launch would take around like 6 months. Right now it will be 9 months as well, to just even to see a glimpse that there's hope that we'll get a return, right? So and then most importantly, like selling on Amazon is not building a brand.
Yeah.
One of the thing I always ask our client is, um, if your product, if your client have your product that they want to introduce their brand, uh, where would they say? Would they say that's your brand, or would they say they get it from Amazon? Most
Yeah.
probably is the latter one, because your branding is not important to them. To them, it's more on they got it from Amazon, right? So would you recommend, where did you get a cup from? No, you get it from Amazon, right? So selling on Amazon becomes like you are selling commodity, and selling
Yeah.
commodity doesn't give you enough reason to doesn't give customer the reason to uh, recognize your brand, and you're not building a goodwill as well. And that's why building your brand presence, inject personality, becomes important for you to leverage pricing. Otherwise, you are just going to be forever competing with another competitors in Amazon. In page one and page two, you keep launching ads, letting deals, 7 days deals,
Yeah.
to try to uh, uh, get a better bestseller rank, and then get a better keyword. It's just like forever loop. And then one day you get out of stock, all your bestseller rank is just all gone wasted, and then you have to relaunch the whole thing again, which happens to everyone, right? So that doesn't end there. You might imagine that the initial starting cost is just maybe 10K or 5K, but then all those relaunch, launch, keyword
Exactly.
positioning, I mean, they could go up to 20K, and then all of a sudden your account just gets suspended. For what? For uh, review manipulation. So
Yeah.
you got 5 employee to work with full time. You're thinking whether or not you should fire them, or you should like
Yeah.
keep them during the time that you get suspended. And then you have no idea when are you gonna getting your account back, because Amazon is just so slow. When you call the Amazon service support, you will just like no idea when are you gonna pass through the catalog team to the higher management team. That is just frustrating, right? So um, that's the reason that if you don't go outside of Amazon, you are gonna be eaten up by Amazon. so
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
the reason, right?
So I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if you rely only on Amazon over time, yes, if the product is not differentiated enough, it just become a commodity, because then any seller around the world can come just with a better pricing, take the sales from you, and overnight your business is gone. So it's not a real brand. I guess the conversation here and where people have a lot of difficulty and struggles is how to actually make a jump and become a brand in the first place, right? Or go outside of Amazon, because a lot of people start on Amazon because, let's be honest, it's easier to start on Amazon where they give you the traffic and everything, when compared to having your own website where you basically, if you don't do proper marketing, it's going to be crickets, not even a single sale. At least on Amazon you make a sale. Even if you may lose money, you at least you see some sales coming in. But your website is much more difficult. So let's have a conversation about how to make that first step. Like, what is your recommendation to make that jump outside of Amazon,
Okay.
when it comes to that?
Um,
Yeah.
so there's a few point of view that maybe I can try to educate. Is uh, we first want to see Amazon as a channel. We don't see Amazon as in like a a major platform that you should sell in. So let's see Shopify, WooCommerce, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, they're all a channel, right?
Yeah.
So you don't build business on one single channel. You have to build business. You treat those channel as in a vehicle to help you drive revenue, to help you scale your business into a stage where everyone wants to go, which is having your own logistic fulfillment, or and then eventually maybe you can have a brand exit, right?
Yeah.
That's the final destination. But then, where do you start, in what channel, using what method? Either you're using dropshipping, affiliate, Amazon FBA, they share the same thing. They have to eventually build a brand, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be able to optimize your process and system and inventory as well, in order to squeeze the most margin for your own branding, right? So
Yeah.
since I forgot to mention about like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, right? That's the one that we are preaching right now. To be fair, we help uh, client to go on to Kickstarter because Kickstarter offers um, a place, as in a channel, to launch a product that is better than Amazon or eBay. Because
Yeah.
when you launch on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, you have to hold 40 days of inventory or 90 days of worth of inventory.
Exactly.
Whereas if you launch on Kickstarter, uh, you don't hold any inventory at all. You test your product first, you validate your idea first, validate the
Hmm.
data market, and then you do the lead gen to find out the engagement before you really dive into uh, e-commerce, right?
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, Kickstarter, yes, is a crowdfunding platform, but the way that we are talking about is we're using Kickstarter as a marketing platform to help you validate your product first before you want to either go on to Shopify or Kickstarter, Shopify or Amazon, because
Good.
that is a way to launch. So we decalculate the cost uh,
Hmm.
of launching is actually about the same, but without the inventory. Like if
I
you
see.
launch on Amazon, you have to pay for the initial
Inventory.
inventory and then like creatives as well. But then you got so much more on Kickstarter. Why? Because in Kickstarter, firstly, just that you don't have to pay for the inventory upfront. That is already winning the whole race. But then you could you're also uh, hedging your risk as well for yourself, that you are
Hmm.
not focusing on Amazon, and you own the customer. So
Hmm.
those customer that you were able to generate from the Kickstarter campaign, you can eventually move them to uh, Amazon to collect reviews. As you know, SFB is hot, right? So right now you got the email list, so you can just email proportionally by month to ask them to go to give you the reviews if they satisfy with the product that you're providing, and then you're able to keep communicating with them to either upsell them to increase the lifetime value or the AOV, or you can utilize them to help you to launch next campaign on Kickstarter next time, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
uh, yeah, so
So
that's
now
so
yeah, I wanted to ask you something because that sounds very interesting. I'm sure some of the questions that people may have after listening to that is like, from your experience, like all these methodologies and strategies you're mentioning, like what is usually a timeline a person should allow to themselves to really test things outside of Amazon and really make a decision if it's really working out or not for them? It's like, is it compared to Amazon the timeline, so it's much longer? What is your experience with that as well?
Do you mean the timeline for launching a product or timeline to see profit?
I would say to launch the product and then to start getting some revenue, basically to get to start seeing the activity, essentially. Yeah. Hmm.
Right. So timeline wise, I would say definitely faster than Amazon, because if you see
Okay.
Amazon, when you launch a product on Amazon, you're just sitting right there
Hmm.
collecting reviews. And then if you have no reviews, you're just paying 100% TAC cost, or sorry, A cost. Potentially you could go up to 200 as well if you're in a very competitive niche.
Yeah.
And then when you see reviews increase, then you see sales increase, and then you will still find out that you are still losing money on Amazon, and that would take you around at least 3 months, right? Because we
Hmm.
cannot do review manipulation anymore, right? And that's why it takes time for people to give you the reviews, right? Either you're using Fine Voice, or either you're using like a fan static like Instacart, or maybe posting
Hmm.
a letter, posting like a call to the host to collect reviews, which is all a great hack, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, ideally, uh, 3 month doesn't do. You have to go for 6 months in order to see your reviews to get up to maybe 100 or 200, right, on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, but then on Kickstarter, um, reviews is not in play. It's the
Okay.
marketing message angle and an audience that you have to test out before you can get them to, in order to get revenue from them, in order to get them to back your project, right?
Yeah.
So, timeline wise, we will spend a month of time to, we'll spend 2 weeks of time to do the data validation, which is finding the keyword gap on Amazon, and then we use job shipping way to do the research as well. So can you see that Amazon way of doing research using keyword, and then combining job shipping way to do research as well, by understanding the viral factors of finding the product, right? So you do all the preparation when it comes to the research, because nowadays when you go on YouTube, all they teach you is just using Helium 10, Jungle Scout with the data.
Exactly.
That's it.
Mm.
Maybe those advanced one would just talk to you about, you can use data dive to understand the keyword, and then you can get yourself a better product, right?
Yeah.
But then that makes you stuck in a loophole, as in you are forcing yourself to be just on Amazon, and that's why you cannot go off Amazon, right? and
Hmm.
and that is the first stage. We spend 2 weeks to have you understand whether your product have all those factors of like being a on and off Amazon product, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, we spend a month to do engagement tests. So engagement
Okay.
test is more like we channel the creative real quick, and then we put it on Facebook to try to understand which message, which angle resonates with the audience. So if you're selling a lead roller, okay, a lead roller.
Hmm.
If you're saying lead roller is a commodity, but then what kind of like a message you can create? Could that be moms? Could be the dad? Could that be like a dog's owner? Could it be a cat owners as well, right? And then we find out, oh, okay, so it looks like moms have um, I mean, moms have a lot of conversation. Those conversation are talking about, oh, my mom would love to use that. And they're tagging their mom, they're tagging their
Mm.
sisters, and then we look at, oh, we dive into all the engagement that they're doing, and then understand the demographics using AI or using just manual labor approach to just look at things, right? And then we're like, oh, okay, so on average, a Kickstarter campaign would cost you around cost per lead of like just okay, so cost of click first would be around 2, right? If that's 2, right now you're at 1.4. Okay, right. So you have a higher chance. If you're at 2.4, then okay,
Hmm.
it's slightly expensive, but not like skyrocket. Like it's
Yeah.
not like US CPC. So yeah, you are qualified to move on to the first stage of validation. So from the market validation to the
Yeah.
engagement validation to the actual data validation. So for the actual data validation in stage 3, what we do is we help you further scale whether or not is your audience enough that you have tested in stage 2 and find additional audience. So during this stage, on stage 1 and stage 2, you're more of just engagement. Those leads that you're collecting maybe just like tiny, because you're just testing, maybe testing which one is resonating to your audience. But whereas when you're in stage 3 already, when you pass through stage 3, it's a time that you are there to build your email list, that to help you launch it on Kickstarter. Because when it comes
Good.
to day 1 of the launch, you want to signal Kickstarter that this is a very viral product, and therefore you are getting consistent stream of people to
Okay.
come to your campaign, and then they will help you to achieve the goal that you have right there. So
Yeah.
so that will be within the whole validation process is just 2 months, and then when it
Okay.
comes to the launching part, it's just 1 month or 1.5 months. So you can see
Okay.
that it's around 3.5
Yeah.
months in total for the timeline, compared to Amazon will be at least like 6 months nowadays in
Exactly.
just right.
Yeah.
So
Now
yeah.
you mentioned, first of all, that's very detailed. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I think a question that I have for myself is, you mentioned there Kickstarter multiple times, and therefore based on that, I would like to understand, like, when it comes to going externally, do you feel like Kickstarter in this case would be a valuable element that always we should explore, or maybe people could just do a jump and open, maybe a traditional Shopify around just social media and try to leverage the brand that from? What is your take on that different approach, for example? Yeah.
Okay. So my take here is don't bother creating a website. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first take. Second take is I'll explain why later. Second take is use Kickstarter to do brand building. Uh, Third one is in 2024, go into TikTok Shop to understand how to create a viral video, and then build a community. So those
Hmm.
are the three things that I would be strongly advise everyone to do right now for every e-commerce seller that wants to increase their brand value in the long run. The reason why that we don't want to build a Shopify anymore, because building a Shopify is, I mean, if you're not like 6 to 7 figures, having a Shopify is just a burden for you. You have to update every single month to do the SEO, to do the sitemap, to do the link building, right? If you don't do those, you having a site is just useless. Well, you can argue that you are doing like shopping, Google Shopping ad, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
if you can find profitable, do Google Shopping ad. But then we use Google Shopping ad for our one-page funnel system. So our agency is helping sellers to just build a one-page uh, funnel. They
Hmm.
either use them to to use it as a squeeze page to go to Amazon to redeem the coupon, or they can just be a squeeze page to just get them to buy the product, to validate whether or not if there is enough people, if there's enough traffic to go on to uh, sell this product of Amazon or on Amazon, right? So it's either a squeeze page, or it's either a actual store on that funnel, right? And then on top of that, you can still use this funnel to relaunch your product, maintain its ranking, or maybe if you want to get more keywords, you want to send signals to Amazon saying that you have a lot of people trying to come into your listing, then that is what one page funnel that we are doing is helping them, because Amazon is rewarding external traffic. Just, I
I
mean,
see.
not just from today, this year. It started like back in 2021 already, right?
Hmm.
So that's the reason that one page funnel. So secondly, Kickstarter, of course. The reason why going for Kickstarter is for brand building is because going to Kickstarter is you are building a whole portfolio that everyone can look at. And on top of that, you're getting all the creative that
Yeah.
you want to have, because you can't just go for a Amazon type of video. it has to be a proper video that you have created to demonstrate that to your audience. And then for the whole Kickstarter page, the landing page is not just a EBC. It's not just an enhanced brand content, or it's not just a plus content. They are just they are just way better. As in, like, you have to tell a story, you have to put in the comparison chart, you have to talk about your team, you have to talk about
Yeah.
all the benefits, right, and feature. So all those effort is being squeezed into the Kickstarter page. It is actually your goodwill that you're building,
Yeah.
right?
Makes
And then
sense.
during the Kickstarter campaign as well, you are actually doing a proper job, as in, like, you are looking for affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketer to help you promote your Kickstarter campaign, YouTube influencer to help you drive traffic. You have to do email marketing, right? And you have to also do uh, like proper, like a lead gen, and also like a
Mm-hmm.
e-commerce way of like running ad as well. When you're on Amazon, well, yeah, all you have your mind, sorry, all we have in our mind is like just building a listing and then running the PPC campaign, and that's it. And that makes people lazy, right?
I see.
Because because if you feel like, okay, I've already done the ad, I already done the listing already, then you will start thinking, oh, then I will just wait for 3 months using this kind of system, then I would be able to make uh, a positive profit. But
Mm-hmm.
competition is just so intense. Once
Yes.
you pass the 6 month, there's at least 10 competitors coming in. They are
Yeah.
all trying to go for low price, trying
Exactly.
to rank for the right keyword that you're ranking. And that's why you're going up, down, up, down, up, down, never
Mm-hmm.
happen. But whereas if you have already have all those asset that you gotten from one Kickstarter campaign, you can utilize the funnel that you're using, you utilize the email that you're using to help you gain the edge. And that is the exact reason why you should go for Kickstarter in terms of, on top of you're still building a brand, right?
Sure.
And therefore, Kickstarter is the way to go.
Good.
Thirdly, TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is actually, well, I have big hope. I'm so optimistic about TikTok.
Yeah.
It's going to be the next big things. You already see that um, a lot of print on demand right now, a lot of drop
Yes.
shipping as well. They all go to TikTok. Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that they are starting to connect to Amazon as well. Uh, Amazon is not off right now, but then TikTok Shop just come in, and then they have take off already better than Amazon Live, right? And
Yeah.
therefore, you can see the trend here. There's a question that I always ask, like, why on earth Chinese uh, live? They always like promote commodity in live, right? In China, why are they so popular that they are not yet adopted by the Western culture? And I think
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is there to push that, and then eventually one day that we are going to be able to reach maybe at least half of the level of Chinese live culture in China, because it's all about interaction, it's all about authentics, and then that
Yeah.
is what people want as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Super
going for
important.
the shop is actually an investment for your next few years, whereas a Kickstarter as well is actually it gave you the it gave you the instant
The
goodwill.
catapult, basically. Yeah, the catapult. Yeah, exactly.
They
Mm-hmm.
they catapult, yeah, and that's why go for Kickstarter and TikTok Shop on the one page menu. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. I mean, the whole blueprint makes total sense, and is one of the first time I actually hear, combining the Kickstarter with, the external side of things. Because yes, Kickstarter you hear it over and over again, but not many people really think that it could be for them, because they see Kickstarter as a thing that long term is only for big brands or big startups, and not for a small sellers. So it's very good that you open the eyes to all our listeners and the ones watching that Kickstarter is actually something that anybody can do, and they can use that to basically kickstart their growth outside of Amazon. So very good. Now, to start concluding, so you mentioned TikTok Shop, which is great, but do you recommend exploring other marketplaces besides TikTok Shop when going externally, like for example in the states you have a like Walmart or Target, and in our regions you have our marketplaces. Is that something you also factor in on your strategy when going outside of Amazon as well?
Yes. So it's all about opportunity cost. What kind of like resources do you have? If you have a big team, definitely go for all of those. But then, um, if you don't have a big team, if you have limited resources, then investing in TikTok will give you the big
Mm,
experience. Um, the current TikTok shop, they is gonna be the it's like 2017 of like Amazon right now, or even
mm-hmm.
15. So if we want to see the next big things, then we want to go for TikTok shop, get the traffics uh, in advance, understand the variety, understand how to produce a video. Um,
Awesome.
and if your product is like they are selling, I mean, they could go for Walmart. We have the furniture store that is doing well, but then the amount of like revenue that you can pull in from Walmart uh, plus the effort um, is still not big enough to justify to
Okay.
become a very good opportunity for us. That's why we do have a client that who is doing Walmart right now, but then we won't advise people saying that, hey, let's go all in. I mean, let's go all in on Walmart. Whereas Walmart, for some category, they could go all in, but then I would say
Exactly.
it's not for everyone, right? I mean, the S
Awesome.
system just not is not very mature. Their fulfillment network is actually doing okay right now, but then we are looking at the whole market pie. I mean, how much traffic they're getting, how much sales they're getting. It's just like maybe one tenth of the Amazon sales, and that's why
Yeah.
it depends on the category.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everything, Dylan. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. And, for those that might be interested to reach out, so you can, consult them and give them more advice regarding all this when it comes to external growth outside of Amazon, how people can find you and talk to you.
People,
Yeah.
people can find me at omirank.com, omirank.com, and you can
Okay.
just message me in there on the chat box, and then you'll be able to look for my contact.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dylan. It's been a pleasure and looking forward to have you on the next one. Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Thank you.